Probably, because that 50% gives us already the definition of it being a probable oil reserve. This reserve is less than 90% recoverable. You get. Meanwhile, let's now get to the proven oil reserve. We're leaving probable. Let's go up to the proven oil reserve. What's special about the proven oil reserve? Now, the proven oil reserve refers to that quantity of petroleum, as I had earlier on said, that is justified by the present extraction that is going on that site. First, they tell us that 90% successful extraction is going on there, so it's giving the name a proven oil reserve. Then they tell us that it can be recovered by any of the techniques, which means that there is so much ease with recovery of petroleum in that spot. That is why it is called a proven oil reserve. A proven oil reserve even gives us the beauty of having to extract and sell at the current price rate on the market. That means that the quantity is quite commercializable. So with this, we now understand why it is so broad when we come to proven oil reserve, and so it is further divided into two. Proven oil reserves is further divided into the developed proven oil reserve and the undeveloped proven oil reserve. Why is one called developed while the other one is called undeveloped? That's what I want to tell you about right now. The developed oil reserve has to do with that particular one which has already been exploited, and the exploitation process is not, or the extraction process is not a big deal. It's not a headache. It's not complicated. That means that any of the methods that is used is sure of bringing out the oil. Therefore, it is developed. And the oil well from which it is being drilled is such a sure oil well that as we are using any of these methods, the oil just comes out. So it's called developed. Meanwhile, the second limb of this proven oil reserve, which is the undeveloped proven oil reserve, has a problem. Yes, there is an established oil well, but before you get to extract from that established or existing oil well, you have to further drill a second well, or maybe third, to get to the oil you're seeing. That means that there could be a problem with accessibility. Yes, it is justified, it is well founded that there is oil there, but we have already drilled a well. But before we get to the oil we are seeing here, we've drilled a well here, we have to drill, and because there's an obstacle up just before we get to the oil well, we have to drill another oil well like this to get to this point, making its accessibility a little uncomfortable. So it, in a way, doubles the expenses. A drilled oil well is going to have another oil well drilled again before getting to that petroleum. That's why it is termed undeveloped, because the oil is there, but accessibility would end up making the expenditure incurred during production of that oil to be even more than what could be gotten if it is commercialized. Now, it can be recovered when drilling additional wells. That's what I already explained. Yes, we can recover it, but additional wells need to be done before it can be recovered. So petroleum is found in difficult places, so accessibility makes it such that we have to create other routes to get to it. It's still the same thing. It means that a drill well will need to be further drilled before getting to that spot. So that brings us to the end of the established or well-founded or justified oil reserves today. In our next episode, I will be talking about the speculative oil reserve.